Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Chococopter and listen, I know it's been a while since my last video. I actually had this doll done before the mushroom doll, but I just didn't get it done for various reasons. You know, sometimes life just gets in the way, the motivation to do creative side projects just gets put on the back burner, and you know, this isn't my main squeeze right now, my YouTube channel. It's more for fun. So if I'm not having fun, I'm not gonna do it the way I am right now. But I have got this video done finally. I'm so sorry for the wait. I hope you guys enjoy it. I am back and we're going to make a very cute doll today. So as you've already seen by the title of the video, I'm going to be making a cute Lolita doll this time. I've made a few Lolita dolls in my time as a doll customizer. I just love, you know, the fashion of it all. The big skirts, the lace, the bows. I'm a big anime fan. I love shoujo anime. I love J fashion. So, and just making Lolita dresses is just really fun. I even have a few Lolita dresses myself now. I really loved Lolita fashion since I was like a kid, but I couldn't afford or get fashions like that, and it's a little bit more accessible now. One, because I have money now because I'm an adult, and two, I think there are ways to get cheaper alternative dresses. I get a lot of mine secondhand, so Vinted is my best friend, but also you can use things that aren't Vinted. Ugh, not sponsored. But I get a lot of secondhand stuff, and some of it is fast fashion, but the silhouette is cute, the design is cute, so I'm like, as long as it's secondhand, I don't really care. I still buy it, I still like it. So this time we'll be using a Belle Disney animatic doll. I got this one from a charity shop a couple of years ago now, and as you can see, she has been very well played with. She came with no clothes, she has pen marks all over and some kind of substance stuff on her face. She's obviously been having a good time. Maybe too much of a good time, but you know, she's only about 2 pounds or so, so you know, it's fine. We're gonna give her a wash and we're gonna breathe some new life into this doll. So yeah, like I said, first thing we're going to do is wash her off, mostly to get that mystery substance off her face. I don't even want to guess what this stuff is. I have no clue. I then soaked her hair in some conditioner. Maybe I could have used fabric softener, I don't know. But the plan was that I needed the hair to be more silky so I can detangle it, because as you can see, her hair is an absolute mess. I didn't get this part, but after soaking it for like an hour, I used a wide tooth comb and detangled the hair to try and get all of it to behave a little bit better. I could have just cut it all off and made her new hair, but for this look I wanted her to have more of a natural hair color anyway, so I just felt wasteful to throw all this hair away. I just walked into the bathroom and it's... Are you okay? Whoops. I'm sorry. I'll leave you there, I'm sorry. Once she was dry, I used some 100% acetone to wipe off her face. The faces of these dolls are quite thick, like the paint of it all. So I really had to like get in there and wipe really hard to try and get it all off properly. I tried to get the pen marks off as well, but it looks like they're here to stay. Then I give her a quick rinse to get the acetone residue off and give her a spray of Mr. Super Clear. It's the matte sealant kind. And then I use my watercolor pencils to start working on the face. And guys, when I say this is the best my Mr. Super Clear, my watercolor pencils has ever worked. It was so good. They were sitting on the face so nicely. I was able to blend the colors like right away the way I wanted. I don't know if it was the weather was just being really right, or the plastic on these animatic dolls is different from like normal like Monster High fashion-y dolls. Maybe it's just because the head's bigger, so I'm having an easier time to work on it. Whatever it was, I was happy. I'm still on my first layer, so I used some soft pastels to give her some blush as well. I gave her a lot of blush because I feel like for a J fashion girly, she needs as much blush as she can get. Then onto my second layer, I'm mostly building up the colors and blending more. Even my white pencil was showing up nicely, which never happens. I was so happy. As you can see, her face mold is quite deep and I was struggling to get into the pencils into those nooks and crannies. So I used a brush and picked up the pencil pigments and just painted it on. I think I used a little bit of acrylic paint as well to get the colors to build up more, like with the eye shines and a little bit of the whites of the eyes as well. But it was pretty easy and I'm done. I'm done. I love it. I've never tried this before, but I have this glittery blue nail polish that I really like. It's really quite subtle once you pull it down. So I decided to put that over her eyes as well. I wanted her eyes to be shiny and glittery. It works kind of well. It's not like so thick that it gets in the way of the actual art of the eyes, but in the light you can just see the shining of the eyes. But I also put a like acrylic sealant over that as well, like my gloss varnish. Okay, so I have all these squares of fabric. I bought them from a charity shop and I thought it was going to be like fat fabric squares, but it turns out it was for quilting, so each square is only this big, which isn't that useful for doll making. But I want to use up some of these. I've had them for a while, so my plan is to make the dress out of these, but I want to cut them even more smaller and then quilt those to make the fabric to make her dress. You see the vision? That's the vision. So that's what I'm going to try to do. So yeah, you heard me. I'm going to use these fabric squares to make like a patchwork dress for her. The squares were still slightly too big, so I cut them into smaller squares. I just kind of fold them and cut them because, you know, as long as they're equal squares, it will be fine. Then I laid them out in the pattern that I knew I was going to sew them in. And then I made sure to sew them with about 5mm gap on each side, all together in like one strong line. And then I pressed it with my hair straightener. I actually have a hair straightener just for doing doll clothes and like making doll hair and pressing my seams because I can't be bothered to go downstairs and get the iron. Then when I have the long lines, I just sew those lines together and then you end up with a nice big fat patchwork fabric there. It's fun. It looks really cute. I was really happy with it. It kind of makes me want to make another dress out of this same technique. Do the cling film masking tape method to make a pattern for her chest. I have this other animatic doll. I actually have two more as well. This is an Ariel. I'm just going to cover in cling film and then masking tape that off so I can get a more accurate pattern for her bodice part. I kind of just use the masking tape and then draw on the shape of the bodice that I want. And then I use my scalpel and my scissors to remove it from her body. And it definitely wasn't difficult and I definitely didn't struggle with this part. Nope, not me. Then I forgot to record this part, but then I sewed the bodice together, but I'm going to do a quick drawing just showing how I did it. You basically put those pattern pieces on the fabric you're going to use to cut up. You cut it out. I made sure to add like a 5mm seam allowance around the cutout edges as well. Then once I had those pieces to make her like chest decoration piece, I basically just traced it onto a different piece of fabric and cut out two like U shapes. I sewed those two U shapes together to make like a kind of taco shape. This is just so that seam was really clean on the inside, so I didn't have to like fold it over and clip it to get it to sit nicely. I sewed that to the front bodice piece. And then I'm not sure what the proper name for this is, like a facing piece, basically another U shape, but that's going to be sewed to the collar right sides together and then that facing piece I'm going to fold over to the other side so that the collar can sit nicely and flush without me having to like fold it over and hem it myself. And yeah, and then just the rest of it is easy. You do the sleeves, you add those to the sleeve holes, you do the back, you put some Velcro or buttons to the back, and she's mostly done. It's mostly done. Oh yeah, I also added some lace to the collar as well because it's a Lolita doll. She needs to be cute. So yeah, just added more pretty bits to make her as cute as possible. Drew out the pattern and just made it wider so it would gather more when I put it together. I sewed some elastic to the wrist bit and added some lace and some more trim just to make it all cute. I know I'm so bad at recording the parts like this. Sometimes I'm just kind of doing it and I don't know what I'm doing. So I just record me after it's already done so you don't see all the like weird mistakes or me just sitting there for 5 minutes staring at it trying to work out what it is I'm doing. I also made her some bloomers and a little petticoat as well during the interlude. That's things I've made before. You can check out my other videos. You can see how I did that, or you can check out other people's videos. It's really easy. There's a lot of tutorials for those bits. Now I'm going to make her head garment, headdress, whatever you want to call this part. You know, the very classic Lolita frilly headdress. I cut out the cardboard to the right shape and then I glue this fabric to it and I cut notches around and glue all of that down as well. I use a silicone finger eventually to do this because hot glue is hot, guys. Don't burn yourself. Do as I say, don't do as I do. Use the silicone fingers. Please be so careful. And then basically just kept gluing more stuff to it until it looked really pretty, and then glued some ribbon around the sides so I can tie it around her chin as well. To make the shoes, again, I use a tutorial that I found on YouTube. I've made a couple doll shoes, so I know the basics of it all. But I didn't really record it because I hate making doll shoes so much. I hate it so much. Yeah, I just kind of glued it all together, and then here's all the pieces, and we're just gonna put this on the doll. And at this point, the doll was done. And she was sitting on my shelf for like, I don't know, like a month, 2 months, maybe even 3 months. I'm not too sure. And like, I liked her. She was really pretty. Her face is gorgeous, I think, and her clothes are really cute. The skirt didn't end up being as poofy as I wanted it to be. So a little bit more straight. I needed more, I think, width to gather to make it extra poofy, but at that point I'd already sewed it up, so I don't want to change it. I don't know, I showed it to a friend and he said it kind of just looks like Belle in a slightly more fancy dress. I think that was the problem, because Belle wears a blue dress. It just kind of looked like Belle's dress, and because it wasn't as poofy as a Lolita dress is kind of supposed to be, it kind of had the same silhouette that her dress normally does. She just kind of looked like a slightly more fancy Belle, which I didn't like. So he was right. He said, why didn't you style her hair? And I was like, because I couldn't be bothered. But he was right. So I went back and I did a couple of styling bits. And I did this like just a week ago. Literally as I was editing this video, I was like, oh, I'm going to have to go back and finish this doll. So yeah, I just did that real quick. I made her a bag, I made some earrings, and I finally styled her hair. I did end up gluing a lot of, again, what I was saying before is, with a bigger doll, it's easier to add all these little details to it to make it look more unique and expensive, because it's a one-of-a-kind. So if you want it to be one-of-a-kind, add all those one-of-a-kind elements that you can't get with fast fashion dolls. Not fast fashion, that's the wrong word, like playline dolls. Like, they're not gonna make all these like intricate details on these dolls because they have to make a bunch of them fairly quickly for sale. When you're just doing one doll and you can spend a lot of time with it, add all the bows, add all the beads, make her a bag, you know what I mean? Put in all that effort, because her face was so pretty and the doll I felt was so boring at first. Just styling her hair elevated her like a good 20% more cuter. So I'm really happy I did that. I think she turned out really cute in the end, and I finally gave her a name. Her name is Bluebelle. It took me doing her hair before I realized she needed her own unique name. Before that, I couldn't really think of a name for her, but as soon as I styled her hair, I was like, oh, she's Bluebelle, kind of on the pun joke thing that she is a Belle doll, but she's wearing blue, so she's a Bluebelle. But also Bluebelle, I just think it's such a cute like Lolita type name, and also she has this very like classical Lolita, flowery, naturey, almost cottage core more look. So Bluebelle just really fit that as well. And I love her. I think she's really cute. Hopefully she's going to come with me to Hyper Japan. I got a smaller table this year, so I don't have a lot of space to put a lot of stuff on it. But I do want to bring my dolls anyway, because I'm really enjoying bringing my dolls to conventions. And yeah, I'm sorry this video took so long, but I'm glad you guys are still around. Give me a like if you liked this. Give me a follow if you want to see more from me. Feel free to comment what else you want to see from me. If you want to see more doll stuff, if you want to see more other crafts. Or like, let's talk about a time maybe you were in doing a creative project and you want to give up, but you didn't. Because if there's one thing this doll proves is that sometimes giving up, it's not that giving up is good. Taking a break is good. I took a long break between her and then I didn't give up on her. I did finish the doll and she is much better now. So yeah, I hope you guys have times like that as well, where sometimes you just take a break, but you get at it and you carry on and you do the thing. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully the gap won't be as long next time as well. I'm actually working on my next doll right now. It is a Dimension 20 doll. It isn't a 7 doll. I'm very sorry, but there's reasons for that. But I'll tell you guys about that next time. Okay, see you, bye. I just don't know how to end these. I'm sorry, bye.